Discuss Rahu's transit. So Rahu is going to transit to Pisces sign on 30th October 2023. So this is happening on Monday, 12:30 a.m. IST time. So we all know Rahu is a shadow planet, and it can actually do very good when it is placed in 3rd, 6th, or 11th house. So before I get into the details of how it is going to be for each sign, I would like to discuss, what Rahu is and what is, when can it be negative, and, what are the negative results of Rahu and what are the positive results of Rahu. So let's say that if Rahu is placed in 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 7th, 9th, 10th, or 12th houses from the moon, then, the native can actually suffer some kind of losses. And if Rahu is placed in 3rd house, 6th house, or 11th house, then that is from the natal moon. Rahu is beneficial for the native. So since Rahu is, a shadow planet, you can actually see its result from the Lagna sign also, but you can also see from your moon sign as well, because Rahu and Ketu both are the planet which can affect your mind. So you may want to see the results from both this, both the charts, that is Lagna chart and also the moon chart. See, Rahu is all about materialism. It kind of represents a fascination for foreign country, because Rahu is mainly the foreign element, you see. Then it can also represent travel abroad. It's if you have a prominent Rahu in your chart, then you can get into technical profession. So if Rahu is not well placed, then you can be susceptible to theft. Rahu also denotes these underworld elements, smoke, your desire, your ambition, the fear. So all of this has been represented by Rahu. So suppose if Rahu is negatively placed in your chart, it can bring a lot of dissatisfaction. It can, you might be tend to be very materialistic in nature. You might have very unknown fears, like you don't know why you're scared or what you're scared of, but there can be some kind of fear within you. You will have a lot of fantasies, but none of those fantasies will become fruitful if Rahu is negative in your chart. And Rahu also, if it is negatively placed, the person might not be very well behaved. They can incur a lot of loss, failures, and there can be frustration. But let's say if Rahu is positively placed in your chart, then Rahu can bring along a lot of success, a lot of gains. It can make you rich. It can give you victory over enemies. But whatever it is, it could be a negative or positive trait. Even with the positive traits, even after achieving a lot of victory, even after gaining a lot of money or gaining a lot of success, these people will never be satisfied. So Rahu, as you know, Rahu is just the head part. No matter how much it consumes, it's never going to be full. So likewise, no matter the person who is influenced by Rahu, no matter how much of success they get in life, they will never be satisfied. They will want for more. So this is what Rahu can actually bring in. Again, Rahu, like all of you know, Rahu is associated with occult, spiritual. So a well-placed Rahu can actually make you more spiritual. It can give you good intuition. You could be, you can become very intuitive. And also, if Rahu is placed well in your chart, and you can take up psychology and you can do psychology, you will do very well in your profession. So for Aries ascendants, Rahu is transiting the 12th house. Now through transit, Rahu is looking at your 4th house, and then Rahu is also looking at the 6th house. Now, here Rahu is, since it is transiting the 12th house, you will get an opportunity to travel abroad. You can expect some kind of sudden gains. You will get an opportunity to prove your skills, your abilities. Again, you might not get desired results in career, so you can face some sort of career-related obstacles. You will definitely, come across some kind of challenges which can actually affect your mental peace. Now, this can also lead to health issues. A partner's health can get affected. Again, it is good time to do technology-related studies in case if you want to get into it. See, overall, you will be sort of confused and will not be able to take proper decisions, during this transit. And also, since Rahu is looking at your 4th house, you may buy properties, you may get into real estate. So if you're working in real estate business and all of that, you will do good with real estate business. So in case if you're looking to buy a home, so that can fructify during this transit. You need to take care of your health because Rahu is looking at the 6th house. So generally, your health, so in case if there is any small issue also, try to, go to hospital, take medication for it after consulting doctor. See, Rahu is overall an illusionary planet. So it would always be better if you can do some spiritual practices, because Rahu in the 12th house will always help you to achieve, spiritual goals. And it can again help you go through this transit very smoothly. So Rahu is transiting the 11th house for the Taurus ascendants, and even you can look from the Taurus moon side also. So here Rahu can amplify your happiness, prosperity, and money, because the 11th house is all about gains. So definitely you can expect some kind of financial gains. An image at the workplace will definitely improve, and you can get recognized at work and social circle also. You will tend to get more friends, but then you be very careful as to what kind of friends you make, because Rahu can bring in friends who are deceitful also, so who can take away things from you. So you need to be very careful as to what kind of financial dealings you do. So always make sure you do not get into unwanted sort of making money, so that can actually damage the Rahu which is transiting in your chart. Otherwise, you will definitely, your work-related matters and all of that will go very smooth during this time. You will definitely get a chance to travel to different country if you're looking for it. And this transit actually can also bring in some kind of good news for you. And also, you see, Rahu can actually give you big dreams here, but at the same time, it not show you the way to get the dreams, how to. So you have dreams, but you might not know the way how you can achieve it. So that is something that Rahu is going to do in this transit. And you need to try and avoid any sort of fights with younger siblings or neighbors, because Rahu is definitely looking at your 3rd house, and also Rahu is looking at the 5th house. So you might take short trips because Rahu is looking at the 3rd house. if Rahu, it really depends on how Rahu is placed in your birth chart. So if it is placed, in a good dignity in your birth chart, these short trips are going to be beneficial, and it's going to be fruitful. If it is not, then it's not going to kind of give you the result that you expected. Now, this is definitely going to be a good time for those who are working in media, who's writers. So they are going to definitely see some kind of growth in their career. And also, also need to make sure that you're not getting stressed out about anything, because this particular transit can actually affect your nervous system and all of that, because it is looking at your 5th house. And in case if you are planning to get into some kind of creative work, or if you're planning to learn some, creative artwork or anything like that, it is a good time for that. So overall, for Taurus ascendant, it is a good time period because it is transiting your 11th house. For the Gemini ascendant, or for the Gemini moon sign, Rahu is going to be transiting the 10th house. So from the transit, Rahu is going to be looking at the 2nd house and also the 4th house. So here you will be expanding your social circle, mostly by engaging in community activities and all of that. So you will meet with like-minded people, when you get into the community activities. Now, since Rahu is placed in the 10th house, 10th house is all about, your work, your career. So you can expect some sort of growth in your career. You will also get some kind of financial gains because Rahu is aspecting the 2nd house. And you can definitely do some kind of investment during this time, but you need to be very careful as to where you're investing the money, and make sure do a proper study, and then you can do the investment. And definitely you will kind of get some sort of financial stability during this transit. And since Rahu is looking at the 4th house, you need to take care of your mother's health, and also try to avoid any kind of arguments at workplace, since Rahu is transiting your 10th house, and it can bring in some kind of illusion in the workplace. So you do have career growth, but at the same time you don't want to mess up with your co-workers, because Rahu is like poison. Rahu is like smoke. So you should be very careful as to what you speak there at your workplace, and how you are with your colleagues, because Rahu can definitely create some kind of confusions also. But if you can avoid all of that, you will definitely have a good career growth during this 18 months. So that's it about Gemini. So for Cancer ascendant or moon sign, Rahu is transiting the 9th house. So here you see there will be a lot of transformation in your self-confidence, the way that you were thinking. So now all of that is going to change. You will also become more spiritual during this Rahu transit. Basically, you will try to identify who you are. You will try to identify your inner strength, which you will definitely discover. So in case if you had any false belief about yourself, that's going to change, because Rahu is looking at your 1st house, and also Rahu is looking at the 3rd house. So you will make short spiritual journeys, like you might visit temples, you might go to a different place, or you might visit your own state to different temples or well-known temples, which is actually going to be beneficial for you. And again, this transit will help you realize who you are completely. And if you're looking for higher education and all of that, this is a very good period for that, because there are a lot of chances that you might go out. So if you're planning to go out, or if you're looking forward to go abroad and do your higher education, then Rahu is definitely going to help you achieve that dream of yours. Now, you can easily get admission with this kind of transit in, Rahu's transit in ninth house. And also, since Rahu is looking at the third house, if you are into writing and all of that, you can get recognized with your writing. If you're in a media, you will do very good in media related work. So Rahu is definitely going to be a very good transit for you. And especially it will enhance your spiritual life. It will overall give you a very good experience in traveling. Like you will take long trips, so it could be just for visiting places, it could be for education. So this is definitely going to happen. For a Leo ascendant or for Leo moon sign, Rahu is transiting the 8th house. So from the transit, Rahu is aspecting your 12th house. And also Rahu is aspecting your 2nd house. Since Rahu is transiting your 8th house, you will focus on improving your life, and also you might turn towards spirituality. There will be lots of setback, but if you can be persistent with your hard work, you can definitely achieve success. You can get money suddenly from unexpected sources. So the whatever gains that you get during this transit, it could be in the form of a property, it could be in the form of a jewelry, or it can be a lump sum money also. Then if you are investing, if you're making any sort of investment, because since Rahu is looking at the 2nd house, you have to make those investments very carefully. So if there are any documentations, or if you're you need to be very careful. You have to read everything that is written in the documentation. If you're investing in stock market, again, you need to see what kind of where you're investing the money. You need to definitely take care of your health, because 8th house is also related to health. Now this is a good period where you can travel abroad, or it's more like you might mostly get into spiritual side, because you will get into meditation and all of that. And at the same time, you have to take care of your health, because the 8th house, since it's related to health and accidents and all of that, you need to be very careful in these areas, especially when you're handling the vehicles and all of that. You have to be very careful. Now there are chances where you have to spend lots of money at the hospitals. So I think, rather than spending money on your health, if there is a karma that you have to spend a lot of money during this period, maybe you can give some money or do some sort of help to people who are suffering from some kind of ailments. You can visit hospitals and help people out. So if in case you're not able to give monetary help to people, you can also help by giving emotional support. That can also help, because this is a period where there are chances you can visit hospital. Now if you keep visiting hospitals to help people, so that karma gets probably washed away through your your deeds, whatever good things that you do during these transit. So that way you can make this particular transit beneficial for you. For Virgo ascendants, Rahu is transiting the 7th house. Through transit, Rahu is looking at the 11th house as well as the 2nd house. So Rahu transit in the 7th house can bring usually mixed results. So this time can be a little bit unpredictable. So you need to be very careful with financial dealings. So it's always better to avoid any sort of investments in private firms. So relationship with partner will not be that great during this period, because there can be chances that you can get into arguments with your partner because it is transiting the seventh house. So in case if there is any issues with your partner, I would suggest that you always talk it out with them and, try to solve the issue without losing your temper. Also take care of your partner's health, because this is a period where your partner's health can get affected. And also, when you're in your workplace, you have to be careful with how you deal with your coworkers, because see, Rahu is a planet which can create illusion. So it can happen so that there can be some sort of misunderstanding at the place of work. So you need to very tactfully deal with it without getting into any sort of arguments or fights. If you can do so, then this particular transit will definitely be very beneficial for you. Again, due to this particular transit, you can become very harsh with your words and all of that. So you need to be very careful, since now, this transit is going to be like this, and you have to probably not become angry, not lose your temper, take care of what you are saying. Things are definitely going to work for your benefit. So just small little things, if you can take care of, you can have this transit under your control. Now, in case if this transit is going to be very bad for you, or if you think, I'm not saying it is going to be bad for you, it is definitely going to bring in some sort of, profits and all of that, like through investment. But you need to be very careful with it because it is transiting your seventh house. So in case if you feel, this time period is troublesome for you, or it is not giving you enough mental peace, if you have stress, you can try chanting Navnaga Stotra. Chant it 16 times every day morning. And it's a, this Navnaga Stotra is it's a chanting which is dedicated to all 9 divine serpents. So you should be, seeing changes after you chant this stotra. So, by controlling certain actions, certain, the way that we behave with others, we can definitely put things in place